Hello students, myself Dr. Manoj Kumar Sharma. I am teaching in Rajiv Gandhi National University of Law as Assistant Professor of Law, and I am teaching Constitution over there. Today we shall discuss democratic and republican form of government. Well friends, all of you are aware of that owing to different political ideologies, political theories and the circumstances prevailing in a country, the forms of government in different countries across the globe cannot be the same. That is different. It is bound to be different because the different systems, different form, the same form of government cannot work well in different circumstances. Accordingly, we find various popular forms of government exist, which include republic, democratic republic, which includes monarchy, which includes aristocracy, which includes there have been oligarchies as well. Therefore, we find that different forms of government they exist in the world today. However, democracy and the democratic republic form of government has been regarded as the best form of government. Despite it being regarded as the best form of government, some scholars like Sir Henry Maine, Sir like Oswald Spengler, they have condemned the democracy outrightly. As we discussed, as we said, that same form of government cannot work well in different setups. For example, if we look at countries with different ideology, country with communism ideology, democracy has not worked well in those countries. Similarly, there are countries where the military coups have taken place, and in fact, they have overthrown the popular governments and established military dictatorships, and they have been working well and enjoying the popular sovereignty in those countries. Therefore, we cannot say that one particular form is better for one country and one is better for the other country. But if we see the situation today, we find that mixed systems of government are in vogue in different countries across the world, democratic republic being one of the most popular forms of government. Today, we shall be dealing with this topic in order to apprise the reader about various popular forms of government, and to analyze and understand democratic and republican form of government. Also to analyze forms of government in various countries like US, German, France, and to analyze the nature of democratic polity in India. Then we will summarize the entire topic. To begin with, as we said, that there are various forms of government in various countries. If we look at monarchy, till the beginning of 19th century, it was the most popular form of government, where all sovereign power lie in sovereign supreme ruler, that is the king. The king, all power emanated from the king. He had the sovereign powers, and all governmental power owed its origin to the king. Even today, many countries have monarchy, like UK, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Australia, New Zealand, Morocco, Canada, Bhutan, Malaysia. These countries are having monarchy even today, but then we see that monarchy as it existed prior to the advent of 19th century, it does not exist in the same form today. Now these sort of governments are partly monarchic, but they are having rigid or flexible constitutions. They are having democratic values as well, and they are having monarchy as well. Under the constitution, they have established constitutional monarchs. Then there is another type of government, aristocracy. Word aristocracy is derived from the Greek word aristocratia, which is composed of two words, aristos and kratia. Aristos means the best, and kratia means the power, the rule. That means it implies a rule by the best. So therefore, it was regarded as a rule by the best persons in the society, and some of the ancient thinkers, philosophers have regarded aristocracy as the best form of government. Then we have another popular form of government like dictatorship. As we said, that in some of the countries, military coups have taken place, and in those military coups, some of the popular governments have been thrown away, and the military dictatorship has been established. Dictatorship, as its meaning, as this term implies, does not exist in the real sense of the term as it existed prior to the World War. But now, even today, some military dictatorships are existing. If we look at some countries like Cuba, Libya, North Korea, for some time in Pakistan, Bangladesh, we found that military rulers or military establishment has overthrown the civil establishment and has taken control in them. But then these military dictatorships are also existing under popular sovereignty these days, and they are have been existing, as I said, under popular sovereignty, and they still exist today. And next form of government is democratic republic form of government. We shall be dealing with this in a short while from now. So far as democracy is concerned, word democracy is derived from the word democratia, which is composed of two words, demos and kratos. Demos means common people, whereas kratos implies rule. Therefore, democracy, literally speaking, means a rule by common people, a rule by majority. Aristotle defined democracy as a rule of the poor and a rule of masses, not classes. That means Aristotle defined democracy as a rule by the poor class, poor citizenry, and but then some of the authors have defined democracy as a majority rule as opposed to a republican form of government. Democracy has also been defined as ability of the people to choose and dismiss a government. For example, if we look at the decision of the apex court, R.C. Podyal versus Union of India, 1993, agreeing with some of the scholars, declared that democracy is the ability of the people to choose and dismiss a government. At this juncture, it is worth mentioning to discuss another type of government, that is oligarchy, which means rule by the few, rich and the few. It is, if you look at the democracies as they exist across the world, you find that only a few class is ruling the entire community, though the government is elected, though people exercise their franchise, but then the rule is perpetuated, one family rule is perpetuated, or there are dynasties which are actually political dynasties which are actually existing, and it is basically an oligarchy. But then, as we said earlier, that in the present world today, we have mixed types of government, and the traditional age-old classification of governments as monarchy, as democracy, as oligarchy, that does not exist in the strict sense of the term.